If you falter with your intuition, you will stumble to the ground but must get up. If you stumble and you break down, you will have to go against the grain. If you have a fear, you will be my dear. If you have a fear, you must tell me. If you falter in your illusions, you will make yourself feel the sadness still. If you falter, you can tell me, and I'll never let you go again. If you should awaken before me, would you gently nudge me? Oh, oh. that was suspenseful. All right, let me shut this stuff off. As usual, I had an idea right before I started, so one has to record them. Ah, well, thank you, AA Frequency. There is something magical about huge, weird reverbs and strange echoes, which I love to death. I do. I really do. So everything is still in disarray. My room is completely messed up, but welcome to stream one of 2023. Stream one. Um, yeah. I've decided that, where am I looking? Oh, up there. You're up there. So I've decided that during the week, I'm going to kind of redo all the cameras and put them in different places. I'm going to try something completely different for 2023, but I didn't have time to do it this week. I was away. Welcome to the future, says Brian. And welcome to the beginning, says Carlos. Nice. Both of you. Thank you. Thank you, all of you, for being here. Hi, Sue. Hi, Mai. Hi, Carlos. Brian. Oh, gosh, that chat is like going by. Wendy, Lisa, Scott, TMT Mixes. Thank you so much. This is the first stream of 2023. It might be a bit wonky because I'm still trying to figure out the room as always, but I'm going to be changing things around, but by next week it should be ready. I'm still like, there's still like Christmas decorations and stuff on my desk, um, including this nice one I've gotten from my daughter, um, and a few other ones that are really, really nice. Anyway, I digress. But well, thank you, Brian. Then synth pop Israel. Israel. That sounded weird. Synth pop Israel. That's strange. That has another connotation. But oh gosh, I'm forgetting where all the cameras are. Well, this is kind of the problem. See, so every time I've done the stream in the last couple of weeks when I've like done it on emergency style, um, I've added scenes which switch things around in the studio, and now I have so many of them that I can't remember which are the normal ones. Like for example, see, I can't even find it. Where is it? Where am I? Oh, normal. There you go. That's my normal. Yeah, there we go. Normal cam. Thank you. Right there. Yeah, so I definitely need to do a little work in the room. But not too bad. Excuse me if I sound rather scratchy. I've been in Kansas City. I was visiting my children. Yes, I have children and I have grandchildren, which makes me really old. I realize that, but that is the truth. But I was visiting my fam, and it was fun to see everyone, and very cathartic emotionally for me. So I hadn't been over there in a while. Between COVID and oh God, did I just say that? And am I gonna get like a sticker now because I said the stupid word? But anyway, because of it and lockdowns and all that stuff, I hadn't been to Kansas City since I don't know. I think it was 2018, 2019. So it's been a long time, way too long. But it was nice to go visit and spend time with everyone. And I had a really good time. And I needed the break from this stuff. But then what always happens is while I was there, I was starting to feel antsy, like, oh my God, the studio, I have so much work to do. And like, oh my God, what's going to happen when I get back? So, of course, this is my life. This is how things go in Abox land. So yeah, I'm getting resituated with my own room. So obviously, let's see if I can show you like what's going on here. Let's see. Can I show you actually? No, that looks even worse. Oh my God, what happened there? What happened to this camera? Talk about wonky. That is wonky. But at any rate, so this is what happened. Uh, I was out there helping my son move, or attempting to help him move. I wound up doing it all on the last day, which is kind of funny. So no, I was not playing in Kansas because I got a lot of direct messages of like, "Where are you playing in Kansas?" And actually, there was no show in Kansas. I was just visiting Kansas. But I did get a sense of I want to go play in Kansas, so I'm gonna figure it out. It's gonna be either Missouri or Kansas, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna make it happen. But the I could decide. Yeah, I may start putting up like strange signs back there every time I do a stream, just for fun. I think that would be funny. But but yeah, so I'm jonesing to play. Obviously, I've got shows coming up. We'll talk about that and a lot of other things. But let's play a song. Um, we're gonna start this one off with hmm, I think I'll start with this weird remix I dug up. There's a bunch of stuff that I'm going to play that you've probably heard before. I'm sorry. We're just hanging out tonight. My phone is going off. It feels like the last stream almost right now. But I am trying to figure it all out. Because I am going to scale certain things up. So there's a lot to talk about in that arena. And I hope I'm not boring you. I hope you don't get bored, but we're going to talk about a bunch of weird shit tonight. There's no other way to say it. But I did get a couple of questions and things that I want to address. So here, let's see. Let's pull it up. Let's see if I've got it. Um, yeah. So these are the kind of things we're going to talk about. Albums as books, because that's going to happen. Social media, do or die. Like, do we really need it anymore? Like, as far as artists go. NFT audio, yes or no? And then, of course, Abox in Mexico, Imperial Valley, and maybe Hollywood. Yep, I got some queries there. And we've been thinking about it. And so Robert and I have been discussing it at great length in the last couple days. So we're going to see what happens with Hollywood. But I'm hoping for OC as well. Um, It'd be nice to do a little mini California tour. That would be kind of cool, I think. But, we'll see if it happens, but I really would like it to happen. So, anyway, let's play a song. So, I figured we'll start how it started a long time ago by finding weird stuff off tapes and just playing them. So, this is a weird one because it's a rare moment where Danya gets to sing. So, this one is from 1986. Talk about old. It's an old one. And let me see what the chat says because, oh, there it is. So, yeah, this is an old one. Danya's singing on it. I'm singing backings. And it's a weird song recorded straight to reel. So it was probably a rehearsal. I don't have anything else. But you've been waiting since 1990 for Abox to come. North California, Northern. I would love it, but well, tell you what, you DM me the venues you think I should have our agent look into, and I will do that. Oh, you have. Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay. Sorry, I'm misreading here, but here we go. Overhead on, because we can do that. We can make it happen. And detached. I forgot. It ends that way because that's all there was. Um, yeah, it was at the end of a tape. So yeah, it was at the end of a tape. So that's why I've only got 2 minutes of it, which is hilarious. But at least you get to hear the thing, so you understand where our ideas were going. That's all. That's all. So all of these songs, by the way, are gonna have like severe flaws and really interesting choice of instruments because they come from different eras where we were experimenting. So you're gonna hear a lot of really strange stuff. So anyway, let's keep talking. So the first topic of discussion, let's see, let's go back. Well, yeah, albums as books. So if you were here on the last stream, I started to talk about how I've made the decision that this next record that I'm about to release, I'm almost done. I kind of got sideswiped last week, but I'm going to be back on it next week to continue to finish it. Now, the artwork is going to take a little longer because it's going to be a book. Like, that is now without a doubt, it's going to happen. Um, when I came back from Kansas, I started to do more R&D stuff uh, on printers, different types of bindings, paper. Like, I learned everything there is to have to be learned about book publishing. Um, I do this. I get in and I go deep. So I went down every rabbit hole of printing you can imagine. And the idea was, you know, can I release an album as a book? Because as far as the files go, I want people to hear the stuff the way it sounds in my studio. So I wanted to release it as a 24-bit file. I didn't want it to be on CD. I didn't want it to be on records or any of that stuff. It started off, I was going to do all that, but I am scaling back on that. The book's going to be a pretty big undertaking because unlike like a CD release or a vinyl release where you have a back cover, front cover, and maybe 2 pages inside, I've got to fill 44 pages. So lyrics, extra stuff, all these things that I have been wanting to do for a long time, but I didn't know how to do it. Now, that doesn't mean I'm not going to put a CD out as well. If I do it, it's going to be like extremely limited edition. Because I don't think I want to do anything crazy with the CD, just the sleeve. Because the idea is the book is really what you want to get. You don't want to get the CD. You don't want to get anything else but the book. Um, the main reason is that I did a lot of work that I haven't posted a lot when it comes to the paintings, and I really want to feature those. And when I was doing the artwork for the CD, it didn't feel like that size was going to do it justice, you know? So because these paintings are a bit, they just need to be big. You need to see it on a good size. So I'm still, I'm still playing with, or I shouldn't say playing with, I'm speaking with the printers on different book options as far as the size of the book. So so Sue Castillo on Facebook is asking, will this be an actual physical book or one that you download or both? So here's the skinny on that, and I'm glad you asked me that question. So of course, Spotify will get their version of the album, as will iTunes or Apple Music, however you want to call it. I still call it iTunes. I don't care. Um, there will be the Bandcamp version, which is of course very important when it comes to the book because of the download codes. So let's leave it at that. So there will be a download version of the book and a download version, of course, of the album that goes with the book. So if you only want to grab the download and have the book as a PDF, That's going to be cool. It's still going to be about 45 pages of stuff, but I'm talking a physical, hard-covered, full color book, like a real book, like a physical book. Um, the dimensions of the book are either going to be 7 by 9 or 10 by 10. Now, I'm leaning towards 10 by 10 because it's square. However, um, in looking at the different formats, I really like the 7 by 9 a lot. And the paintings may work better as 7 by 9. So that's something I can decide later. Um, but yeah, a real hard-covered book. Um, so that's what I'm doing. It's going to be the first edition run is going to be 300. It's going to be costly, but I'm going to do it. 300 is going to be the first run. And it's going to have a lot of paintings in it. Um, Thank you, Konstantinos. I think you're right. I think 7 by 9 is going to be a good size. Hold on. I'll show you the size. Ah. Obviously, it won't be as big as this one, but it'll be about this size. I can't say it's going to be that thick, but it's going to be about 45 pages, hardcover, full color on the inside. And I was looking at, for example, I'm just going to show you, but if you look at the interior of this book, you have stuff that's like full bleed, and then you have a lot of room for text. So, like, if you want to do the lyrics and, make it more artsy fartsy, which I probably will, um, that's going to be something that I'm going to do. But yeah, this week, I was searching for printers, different printers that did different types of books. And the reason this was really important is because um, I'm going to try to get this one done as quick as I can because this album's literally done. But there's a lot of preliminary things I have to do because in order for the music to be included in the book, I have to have a place for you to go download the stuff you need. All of that has to be inside. So, but yeah, 7 by 9 hard cover. Totally hard cover, not a soft cover, hard cover. So, um so, I may do the CDs and include the CD as an add-on, but I don't know. I don't know about that yet. It all comes down to, is it feasible to do it? It adds to the cost tremendously to add a CD in there. Because I'll explain, but most book printers don't do CDs. So you have to do the CD run somewhere else, ship the CDs with overs to the printer so that they can insert them, and they charge you to insert them. And then that becomes another cost and it starts to go up a lot. And then I'd have to charge more for it. And so I want to I'm trying to keep the price point of it down as much as I can because it's going to be an expensive venture. So I don't want to, you know, Konstantinos. That's actually awesome. You'll have to DM me. Um, yeah, thank you. But I've done stuff before with publishing, so this wouldn't be my first rodeo. But layout for a book is a little different. I'm definitely gonna do it. But here's why I'm being very studious. I'm being very studious with my research here is because I'm trying to establish a relationship with this printer because from now on, that is how I release the albums. That's how I do it. It's going to be books. So whether it's a 16-page book, whether it's a 50-page book or a 300-page book, it's books from now on. I've made that decision. So Will I ever do vinyl? Will I ever do CDs again? Sure, but we don't need them. We don't really need them now. And so one of the things I can do on the book itself is give you a download for the ISO file, which means you could burn your own CD and, be happy, or store it on your phone, however you listen to stuff. But what I wanted you to have was something to hold in your hand that took you on a journey of the album itself. So you would see notes, you would see like photographs, all the lyrics, all the different things. And I think if you really wanted to sit down with the album, having the book in your hand is a much better thing because you could flip through while you're listening to music. So I think that's going to be how I'm doing it. But again, the reason I'm establishing a relationship with the printer, I hope this isn't boring, but the reason that I'm establishing a relationship with the printer is because I'm going to do the Hope 30 year that way as well. So the minute this album comes out, I'm immediately going to start working on the Hope 30 year exactly the same way. So, you know, that's so funny. I haven't burned CDs either, but see, that's the problem. I don't even buy albums that way anymore. So, you know, the way that I think of it is like this. Um, when I think of music, I think of art. When I think of art, I think of music. A lot of people haven't made that connection that the two things are really important to me. So I think that by the time this book comes out and if I do a good job with it, everyone will understand this is what Abox does. And so that's our way. Now, if another band does it a different way and you think, well, everybody else does, vinyl, that's great. But for me, I want it to sound just like what it sounded like in the studio. So I want people to listen to it in its 24-bit format. And so that's where I'm leaning. So, but anyway, I've started. It's fun. And I get to think about more than I've thought about before. Because, like I said before, um, it was one of those things where all I ever thought about was like, well, I'm going to have to work on a cover and the back cover. And then it's always that crappy feeling of like, well, it's going to cost X amount of dollars more just to throw the lyrics in the CD. And then that's why, most bands don't do it. Then, even if you do it, the lyrics are so tiny that you can't really read them when you're opening up a CD. It's true. So I think the book is the best thing. Plus, this will go into a nice little segment when we come back. But there's another reason why the book is going to be interesting, especially on this particular record. But it's a book. It's going to be a book, no matter what. Don't try to talk me out of it. It won't work. Mine's made up. But see, Wendy says, my laptop and my vehicle do not have CD players. So therefore, it makes sense. Yeah. Oh man, Constantinos, you were so right, man. I have to like put on reading glasses to read lyrics sometimes. So, it doesn't work. It doesn't work for me anymore. And I do miss vinyl. The problem with vinyl is that to add more pages to the inside, it just the cost is unbelievable, and I'd be waiting 8 months for it. I can't do that. Now, if I decide to do that, meaning to do vinyl, it would be a simple affair so that everybody would be like, well, I have the book. I don't need to get the vinyl, but if I want to get the vinyl, I know that it's not going to be the same scope as the book. I'm not going to get 45 pages of paintings and lyrics and whatever else he threw in there. And there's going to be other stuff that's in there that, I'm into. Not everybody is, but I am. So I'm going to do these things because I think it's fun. If someone doesn't, oh well, what can I do? can't please everyone, but I try. I try. But let's play a song. Of course, let's play a song. So this one was sent to me by a band called Purveyor. And while they were recording their record, as I remember the story, while they were recording their record, they decided to throw some strings on an acoustic version of a song we'd done. And so I'm going to play that one next. And I'll turn the overhead on, of course, and because. Because you're afraid, you lay in the darkness. Because you're alone, you think no one hears you. But I'm still alive, and I'm not afraid. I'm still alive, and I'm here to listen to anything you say, anything you need, anything you want. Every time you bleed, because I love you, and I'm not afraid, because I love you, and I'm not afraid of everything you are, everything you need, everything you want. Every time we bleed, because I love you, I'm not afraid, because I love you. Thank you. Thank you very much. So, Jason Smith, speaking of vinyl, he says, is Jersey Wave Records still active and going to release more Abox material? Well, I don't know. Because, again, vinyl takes so long. And that one, so I'm not trying to be mean here, but that particular release took so long for us to get it done. Really, it did. Some of it was logistics. Then the only vinyl plants we could get were offshore, and it took forever. Because of this, it's hard to gauge when we're going to do stuff with vinyl. Now, that said, I do plan an experiment with vinyl using Bandcamp. So I am going to try something, but I don't, like I said, I don't foresee it. Uh-oh, wait. I'm seeing something here. What did I miss? Sorry for the delay. But yes. I don't see the original post. I just see what someone answered. But yes, we miss Vega. I do. I do for sure. He whispers in my ear and says, "Do the book, man. Don't care what anybody says. Just do the book." And you think I'm joking, but I'm not. But but yeah, so I don't know, vinyl, yeah, I can't see it. Um it's because you know, uh Sebastian on Facebook says, well, it's in Spanish, but basically, when are you going to Barcelona? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know when I'm going anywhere outside of the US except for Mexico, which is happening in February. I'm going to Mexico and I'm going to be going to Imperial Valley. That's going to be bomb. I still don't have the ticket links, but there's numbers you can call. I posted that on my Facebook. I posted it on Twitter and all that stuff. So you can get the info. I don't have the links here, but I can give you the link to my. Ah, sorry. What a mess I've made already. Where is it? Where is that stuff? Okay. Hold on. I'll give you the link that I've got so far because there are some things I've got, but just look at that link and it'll kind of tell you. But in case we need to show this, um, let's see. Let's just let's just go. So yeah, February 24th, I'm playing in El Centro at the Vibe. And before that, oops, sorry, wrong flyer. And on the 12th of February, I am playing with Information Society in Mexico City. So those are the two that are coming up right away. However, all that said, there is a chance that March, April, I may do something in Hollywood. But I've got to put out some feelers because I want to make sure that that's a decently attended show. And we haven't done anything in Hollywood in ages. So, but I'm kind of looking forward to that. I hope that pans out. I've got a couple good leads, and you know, Robert Walker asks, "What are your thoughts about Lisa Marie Presley passing away?" Wow, that's a bummer. I actually did not know. I've been so the only time I've come into social at all is to check random things and to leave random posts, but I haven't been like in social for like a week. When did this happen? Was this today? Yesterday? Like when did it happen? Um but no. Oh wow, I did not know that. Wendy says it happened yesterday. I did not know that she'd passed away. That's a shame. I liked her personality. I liked her bubbliness. Um, that's a shame. As always, we're losing, our generations, losing all our icons and all the celebrities we grew up with, which is kind of a bummer to have that happen to us. But it's been happening a lot. Yeah. Liam says Hollywood will be a huge crowd. I don't know. So far, well, we're gonna see what happens. Um, so Wendy says she was at the Golden Globes just a couple days before. Heard she didn't look too well, and I didn't watch it. I didn't watch the Golden Globes. Again, man, like I've been away from social unless I'm doing some posting or unless someone's asking me questions or, I'm supposed to do, all these things. But apparently, according to Robert, Evil Knievel's son passed away too this week, and all the young ones are, who's Evil Knievel? Who's old enough to know who Evil Knievel is? I know. I used to have the motorcycle. Is that weird that I had the motorcycle and the action figure? And is it weird that I I think I even had the cape at some point. Getting old is sort of sucky. Um, but you know, this is life, you know, and we've got to live with this knowledge that someday our turn will come. It's not an easy pill to swallow, mind you. Oh man. But yeah, that's a bummer. That's a bummer too. So that what we're gonna do is talk about death the entire evening. Okay, so that's where we're going. Why do we always get so maudlin lately? Oh man, I'm so sorry, Eric. So Eric lost his cousin on Monday. Sorry, man. I'm really sorry. Um, just sucks. It's the truth. We can't take our lives for granted and our loved ones. So I'm gonna say it as many times as it needs to be said. That's why I always say, be nice to people. Uh, think of it this way: you never know what's gonna happen. So hug your loved ones. Tell them how much you love them, because it's crazy stuff. Like uh recently here we had a bit of a scare, and so we know what it's like to like suddenly have to rush someone to the hospital, and like you don't know what's happening. So it's pretty crazy stuff. Um so yeah, I'm sorry, man. My I'll put a couple extra prayers in for you, Eric. That's a promise. Life is short. Thank you for that, Robert. I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes I want to think that. I want to think that the music is positive and has positive effects, but I don't always feel positive. Um like everyone else, I am not always at my best, you know what I mean? Like there are times when I am like a crazy person running around trying to figure things out just like everybody else. So I'm not special in that way. I just do the best I can with what I've got. And, that's all I can do. But anyway, we're getting maudlin again. Oh my gosh. We are so maudlin, all of us. So speaking of Jersey Wave and Dead Stars, I dug up a remix that I think I've only played once. And if I played it more than once, sorry. But it's not on the record. It's one of those weird ones that wound up sticking out later. But I like this one. So this will kind of, it's not going to make us feel better. But, I mean, title says it all, right? But anyway. I think that one's called the E39 mix. That's the one. And I don't think that one was on the CD either. I'd have to check. Hold on. Hold on. Let's check together because I'm not sure. Uh, let's find out. Um, yep. Nope. Yep, that's not on anything. See, that one's not on anything. Hey, Reed, what's up? How you doing? Jose says the cassette stack still work. Yes, my cassette deck is still working, man. It's still working. So, um, what was I going to say? Because I just lost my train of thought. Oh, um, so yeah, that version isn't on anything. But see, that's what I'm talking about. I have a lot of these weird B-side things that's I don't want to give it away, but there's certain things that I want to do in the book that you can't do in normal releases. So that's kind of like my little game that I want to play with the book. Like, how best to put this? So let's say that you're reading and then you see something and it tells you to go do something. And then that leads you to something else on some weird page. And there's this remix just sitting there. So that's kind of like these are the kind of things that I want to do. So I want the book to have a lot of those things in it. Um, it's part of this idea that I have of like transforming like the way we consume things. I want to try to play around with the way that we interact with books and the web and blockchain. So it's sort of like that. That's what I'm kind of going for. So that could be funny. Yeah, not quite like choosing your own adventure book as Mai says. No, but one of those things where I reveal little things later on as it goes and then you kind of get all these extra things. So, as you know, I've been putting some work up where you guys can collect it on the Tezos platform, or I should say using crypto. And some of those collections, as you know, I've made them smaller amounts. Some of them are 12, some of them are 20, some of them only have 33. Well, some of the ones that are of let's say smaller editions, when if and when one of those paintings shows up on a book, I'm going to publish all the owners who own that in the book. So if you ever collected anything from me on Tezos and one of those paintings winds up in the book, then your Tezos name or your wallet name as the owner is going to show up on that page in the physical book. So that's kind of like you know, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, like Jose said, like my old web page. Yes. In the old, so this was fun before. In the old anything box page, you could click around and find things and I would hide things all over the place. I think we had a free song on there forever that nobody really found that we would just kind of like, let it sit around. So I kind of like the idea that the book is something that you would sit with, something you would listen to the album with, but also that it stands on its own as there's these pictures, there's these things to do, you know. So Liam on Facebook says, so Tezos is where we can buy your art? Yes, at the moment. I also minted some stuff on Wax. But this year is the year of scaling up for me. So we're going to get into that in a little bit. I'm going to talk about that side of it. But yes, I'm very huge on Tezos. Um, love it. Love the community. In fact, here, let me show you something because I just want to show you. Do I have it? Did I mess up? Ah, there it is. Let me just show you something. This is for Liam. So so this is one of the ones that I did recently, and it got sold out. So as you can see, it's not a very big edition. Everybody collected it, and there's only one left now, which is mine. So if that winds up in the book, you would see all these people as owners, which is kind of cool. But at the same by the same token, um, you might find, I don't know. Let me see if I can pull it up. See, so for example, this one, I think there's still 7 left. So if it shows up in the book again, your names would appear here. So yeah, see, there's still 7 left. Who knows? By the time the book comes out, there might be none left. But there's a lot of interesting things in here, including music. So I've even done music on Tezos. So there's a whole um Houston Festival mixtape that I put on Tezos. Cheap too. I'm not talking about like expensive stuff. I'm not trying to shill here. That's not what I'm trying to do. But um I am into it and I'm going to keep doing it. That doesn't mean that I'm going to stop doing things on Bandcamp. No, on the contrary, I'm going to be doing more things. And I'm going to be doing physical pieces and physical prints. I'm thinking of investing in a printer of my own for photo prints, and I'm going to start like doing handmade pulled prints and, block art and that kind of stuff. So, so they're both. Some of them are physical pieces, some are NFTs. You'll see. But so those are just downloads, but physical prints, I've been selling them on uh, Redbubble. But I'm going to talk about that too because that's a weird thing that happened with Redbubble. So my Redbubble page, sorry, I feel like I'm shilling now and I don't want to, but that's not what I'm doing. But I feel like I have to show you. So um, this is my Redbubble page. And so yeah, there's prints there and shirts and stuff. So there's some art that you can buy like posters of and whatnot. So there's an example like of stuff, right? But the reason that I'm going to be taking that down is, and the reason why I like Tezos and all that stuff is because on Redbubble, I've been seeing a lot of fakes where people will say it says like, anything box prints and whatnot, and it's my stuff, but it's not me selling it, it's someone else doing it. And it's really messed up, and I'm not happy about that. Um, and I'm not happy about the way that they ask me to report them. I almost have it in my mind that it's Redbubble employees doing it or friends of friends because no matter what I post on Redbubble, immediately there's like 10 different copies of it. And that doesn't happen to me on any other platform but Redbubble. So I think that I'm going to be shutting that down, but um it's still open for now and you can still get prints, but I think I'm going to do something where I would rather print my own shirts, do my own prints. So it's kind of like what I said, scaling up. I want to scale up. So Wendy's asking, did you ever take care of the fake sellers? No. They just keep coming back. Like the more I report, the more of them show up. So I don't know why. Um, you know. So Robert Walker says, speaking of bootlegs, I have a mix of Living in Oblivion called Live to Learn Mix by Steve Smith. It was released on an Art of Mix vinyl. It's not a bootleg track. It's one of those mixes that used to be sanctioned by the record company, and I believe that's the one that's got like Pac-Man samples or something in it, which it's kind of like, it's okay. It's not a bad mix. I didn't like that part. Um, but um, but yeah, I am aware of it. So I'm not so just so that you know, I usually don't care about bootlegs all that much, but there's something to be said about bootlegs that are competing with you on the same exact place where you want to do prints. So that's kind of weird if I put a print on Redbubble and then the bootlegger's selling it right under me. That's kind of a drag. So that kind of stuff I don't like. So one of the things I like about Tezos is that everything is verifiable. So you know that the person who minted the piece, meaning me, is physically sending it to your wallet, which is you. So yeah, it's digital art, but there are certificates involved. This will mean a lot when we get into the book and stuff that deals with the book. Because one of the, I mean, it's, I'm speaking to probably not the choir here, but one of the beauties of uh, blockchain is that it adds provenance to the art, which means you know exactly what wallet minted it, and you know how to verify that it's really me who made that NFT. And so when you get it and it goes to your wallet, someone can verify that it went from me to you to the other person, and so forth. So it keeps a very good record. And to me, that's important because someday I won't be here anymore. And when I'm not here anymore, I want people to be able to find things that are really my things, the things that I decided I wanted out in the world and not these bootlegs and weird stuff that comes out. But Robert asks, Robert Walker, you ask really good questions, Mr. Walker. He's asking, was Abox hurt by Napster? No. In fact, we thrived because of it. It did not hurt us at all. Um, I know that one of the record companies that we were associated probably thinks differently about that than I do. But I think that the MP3 revolution was amazing for us. It really helped us out because without a record company and without the type of distribution that normal musicians were used to, MP3 allowed more people to know who Abox was. So it was like during a lull period of our career that when that happened, and it actually helped us a lot. So I am totally okay with that. I never considered Napster to be bootlegs. Um, I just didn't treat it that way. I thought of it kind of the way that I think of Spotify now. It's just a radio station. People play stuff, they share it. That's great. My feeling on those things is that eventually, people will go to your shows, they'll go see you play. So to me, I look at it as promotion. So I don't worry about it as much. However, again, if I go to a site like Redbubble and I click on my t-shirt and then right underneath my t-shirt there's another seller of that t-shirt, that's different. I kind of consider that. That's so funny. Y'all so old, Gabriel says. Napster. Y'all, people ask those questions, but nowadays people say streaming hurts if all these other different platforms hurt. And honestly, I don't think so. I think, you know, but yeah, Metallica sued Napster in 2000. That's so funny. We thought that was funny at the time. But, anyway. Always touring. Touring always is the best. I live from it. So without touring, man, like that would be a dangerous, very dangerous uh situation. So yeah, touring is the way that I survive. And art. I've done well with both, so I feel lucky in that sense. But let's play a song. So this one is from well, it's from oh gosh, I can't even remember. I can't even remember my own records. That's great. Now you can tell I'm really old. Anyway, The Teardrop Collector from Recovered.
Have you ever held the teardrops that have fallen from above as the angels fell to earth in spite of all their pleas and sobs. Do you ever touch the water that is salted from their pain? All the 100 million faces you collected from today. Do you ever feel a joy in hoarding all these files away? Have you opened up the contents of a young bride's broken heart? Do you ever hear their cries, or do you steal them in the dark? Have you often dreamed in loneliness, or beckoned by the stars? Must you always follow passion? Must you claim all of the fun? When the teardrop collection you've constructed for no one, will you always break the silence? Will you always take the fall? Mr. Teardrop Collector, do you ever cry at all? Teardrop Collector, my soul deflector.
That was Teardrop Collector from the Recovered album. Yeah, I understand. Uh, well, let me put it to you this way. There are certain pieces that so I'm speaking to Liam on Facebook, who asked some very good questions about art. So I'm going to get into that too. So this is why I do books, um, or want to do books, because most of the things I do are print based. Meaning, uh, if I had to like quantify what I do, it's mostly printmaking. So it doesn't really lend itself to certain originals. Yeah, okay, never mind. Never mind what I just said. Yes, I do paintings, but very rarely these days do I go and do a painting. Right now, I tend to favor collages and doing weird things that are half digital, half physical, back to digital, back to physical. So it winds up as a digital piece. However, I like making prints of those things because then I can add embellishments to them. So there's been series that I've done where I'll start something digitally, then it becomes a physical piece because I'm going to paint stuff on it, and I'll do like an edition of 10, you know. I've done that before. Um, Let me show you something. I think there's one I can show you. Let's see if I can pull it up. Yeah. So let me pull this up real quick so I could show you the picture. Can I? Be nice, computer. So for example, for those that are interested, so I don't know why this is popping up now. Come on. So that piece, for example, is a 12 by 12 on wood. Um, and I did 5 versions of that piece. And those were pieces that were commissioned. Um, so there's 5 versions, and technically 6, because I also did a larger one. Let's see if I can pull that one up. I had done one that was, yeah. So this one, same thing. This one, that's an original. That is one that I that's a pulled print, meaning I painted on it. It was made physical. It was put on wood. Then I added embellishments. There's even pieces of wood glued to it. So that became its own thing. So those are like commission things I'll do is when I'll do like addition of like, you know, 4 or 5 like that, and they'll be on wood, and they can get expensive. I'm not gonna lie. Those are like the ones that, I've sold for a lot more. So, you know, Carlos in Peru asks, why the stairs? Oh, I see. You're saying why the ladders? Um, they show up a lot in my work. Um, I think that I view ladders as things that either take you up or down, right? But it's just it has a weird meaning to me. They are almost like people to me. Like whenever I see a ladder against a wall, I just I don't know why, but it warms my heart. So I love taking pictures of ladders. I like having them on stage. I like playing them. Um, um, and I like that they can be biomorphic, meaning I can twist them and then they take on different personas. Lately, I've even turned them into ghosts, which is really weird. But you know, yeah, I could say there's a little bit of Escher in there, but very little because he's so way beyond me. but um, but yeah, I'll do some of that stuff. Again, part of my scaling up is I'm going to do more physical pieces that will go on auction. That's what I'm going to be doing a lot of. But yeah, more hand pulled prints. So rather than ordering prints from like Redbubble, you'd be ordering from me and I would be printing them on the spot adding an embellishment, signing it, numbering it, and then generating an NFT of it for you as a certificate. So that's the kind of stuff I'm working towards. But, you know, so I guess we got into that conversation. It wasn't on the right. Well, it was going to come later, but I guess we're on that conversation. So, well, thank you, thank you. So stay in touch. Stay in touch and follow me on Twitter. That's like the easiest place when you'll see what I'm minting and what's happening and whatnot. But I'm gonna be trying to stay active on Facebook, even though I was kind of gonna leave Facebook for a while there. But I think I'm gonna stick it out for a little longer. I think it can improve. Um, but I'm gonna kind of hold it, you know, kind of scale down on some of the social media, but I'm trying, but it's part of the conversation that we're going to lead into, which is I've been getting this a lot. In fact, I saw a really huge account on Twitter, someone that had about I want to say he had 50,000 followers, but I'd have to pull it up. But I'm pretty sure it was a larger musician account who asked this question, and I'd been DM'd this question over and over again, which is like, what if you don't like social media? Like, what if you don't want to participate in social media at all? Then how would an artist work? How would you be able to do it if you weren't doing social media? I found that to be interesting. In fact, let me see something. I posted it on Twitter, and I don't know if anyone answered the question. Um, I don't think anyone has. Um, Yeah, which I find very interesting. Nobody responded to that question. Um, so it's not an easy answer because if you don't put your stuff out there, no one's going to see it anymore. We're not in the age of passing out flyers on the street anymore. You may go to a coffee shop and pick up a flyer, but I'm being honest here. When I go to the coffee shop and I see the flyers on the wall, they're usually phone numbers for massage parlors and photographers. Very rarely do I see a flyer that's for a band that's playing. So, would I pick it up if I saw a flyer that a band's playing? I might if I knew them, but if I didn't know anything about them, the first thing I would want to do is check them out, like I would want to look them up on something. So if I can't find them on Spotify, if I can't find them on YouTube, that's already like almost a detriment. Um, I would go to their site if they had a site. That would be my first place. But the reality of it is, in this day and age, I don't know that we can get away with it. Um, Not doing social. Um, but in the context of the way that the artist was describing it, you don't have to just log on and shill all day long. Um, um, why Twitter? Um, you know what's interesting? Every reason that I could give you for why Twitter actually falls on its face if I compare it to Instagram or Facebook. So let me give you examples. If I do a post on Facebook of an art piece, I can write a very long and very descriptive post to go with it. I can do the same on Instagram. But for some reason, um, short posts on Twitter seem to work so well when it comes to art stuff that I can't explain why they do so well, but they just do. So when it comes to Twitter, I have a love-hate relationship with it. I love it because I can be spontaneous, make a quick post and run. So I love it for that kind of stuff, what people call shit posting. But in my case, it's just, I like leaving things behind and just running with it. But I find that like when I'm on Facebook and I do an art post, I get zero traction on it. because it tends to be focused on other things. I don't know if I'm wrong about this, but I have not had good luck on it. Whereas with Twitter, I seem to have a lot of traction. So, is that going to change? Could that change? Sure. I mean, I have a Facebook page for the band, and obviously I do my art stuff there. But Twitter just seems, I don't know, more immediate. I think it's because, you know, but I do love Bandcamp and I do love YouTube. So I want to keep doing more stuff with those because I like the immediacy of like just doing a video. So I'm going to be doing a lot more with YouTube in the next coming months as the book production comes up, where I think I want to showcase more of the processes and the things, how I build things, how I make things, because I think some people would find it interesting because some of the work looks like something you could just do in Photoshop, but if you watched me do it, it's very complex and half physical. I don't know. It's strange. So I think it would be more fun for people to see how I do it. Um, so I'm favoring YouTube uh, in the next coming months, I think, but we'll see. Um, but again, part of my New Year's thing, I don't call it resolution, but part of my New Year's thing was everything has to scale up. So no matter what it is, I'm scaling up. So I'm on this kick of making more shirts now. I want to learn how to do different type of block prints and all these different things that I can do on my own. I may even get a CNC machine. So I'm going to be doing some crazy stuff with art this year and books, very particular to books. So that's part of the journey. Um, so another interesting, this is so funny. Bumper stickers. Sure. I've done that before. There's a funny story about the bumper stickers. There's one that we did a long time ago that there is a Starbucks that still has the bumper sticker like by their drive-through. I'll have to take a picture of it. It's really funny. It's still there. So I'm like, yes. It's funny. Eric asks me, do you ever have problems with object Tezos, for example, under review? Um, no. But here's a tip. When you mint something, give it time before you go back and look at it or do something because sometimes it takes like 5 or 10 minutes for the file to go through the blockchain, get registered onto the blockchain, and there's a lot of verifications that have to happen. So make sure that 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 you give it time. Now, if you're saying under review, like if you mean like have they flagged you for something like plagiarism or something, like if that's the thing, that's never happened to me thus far. But I've not had problems with it. I actually really like it. But let's play a song. I'm speaking way too much. Um, let's see. Yeah, UFO cam's fine. So this is an old one. This is recorded straight to DAT. So this is oldish. I think this is 2006-ish or something. Anyway, Drowned.
I have witnessed endless hours of regret. I can feel impressions slowly die in vain. Are you so alone inside? Have you lost your human senses to this madness unforgivable and drowned? Momentary fix aside with smiles dispelled by human greed. All is lost, my will is soured, and everything for everyone in this cruel place within us should just drown. You're my best friend. You're always around. And when I'm lost, you find me. I never feel bound. You're my best friend. You're my best friend. You're my best friend. You're my best friend. When all the machines collapsed and all of the air runs free, I will not feel the cold embrace, not when you're here with me. You're my best friend. You're my best friend. You're my best friend. You're my best friend. You're my best friend.
2 for 2. uh, Best friend and drowned. Um, but well, thank you. Uh, Very, very thank you. Thank you. Feeling grateful for that. But so yeah, the whole social media thing. So yeah, it's been weird because I've been seeing that a lot lately where some artists are like, I don't even want to do it anymore. Like I don't want to be like shilling stuff 24/7. And my viewpoint is you don't have to. That's not what you should be doing. Um, so because if you do that all the time, it's just gonna burn you out. So it was definitely burning me out. So I'm scaling up in production, but scaling down in sort of like trying to outdo my own social posting because I think that's just it becomes an insanity, treadmill kind of thing where you're just kind of always going over the same old ground and it's not what I want to do. So hence, next week I'm going to probably either run through a rehearsal or do something and I'm going to change all the cameras and things are going to start to change in the room. I'm gearing up for more writing and production, but I've got an album to finish and a book to lay out, which is going to be fun. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm actually going to have a lot of fun doing it because I've been dying to do it for a long time. I've been talking about it since 2020 of the whole book idea, but it's going to happen now. I can see it. I've gotten to that next level where I've contacted the printer. I've gotten specs. I'm getting examples of paper. Like I can see like what it's going to be printed on. So it's a good feeling. So I'm going to start sharing more of my steps along the way. So, mm, not saying that we're going to have far less streams, but we are going to have a little bit less streams and maybe one video a week that is just a catch up because I have to do this work and it takes a lot out of me. Um, Now, of course, if I could just get away with just turning on the microphone and turning on the camera and just chatting away for 2 hours with you guys, that would be fine. But I don't feel comfortable with that. I feel like I have to do more. So if I do that, um, I'm definitely going to be looking at burnout. So I don't know. I think I'm going to do it once every 2 weeks is my thought. But then to do something really cool for the stream so that when I do it, it's like a real fun thing, like pulling apart an old VHS of a concert, like I did with the Peru thing or the Chicago thing. And I feel like those things will be more fun. Or if I've done something throughout the week that's really worth noting and I took footage, you'll see that footage when I finally do the stream, something like that. Because I feel like if I don't do that, then Fridays just seem to pop on and I'm like, oh my God, I need to like think of what songs to play and whatnot. And, it always puts me on edge. So I want to kind of get back to what I'm really supposed to be doing, which is writing music, recording that music, making pictures, and sharing that with you. That's like the most important thing that I do. So I want to do more of it. But obviously, yes, I do love this stream. In fact, I love it so much that I have to just figure out a way to incorporate it in a way that makes sense so that I don't go crazy like thinking that I'm not doing enough, if that makes any sense to you guys. But anyway, that's my thought about that. So I'm not giving up on social. I think I'm just going to like figure out a way to scale it in a way that makes sense. Which I think it's happening. Exactly. I think it gives me more time to share and space things out a little bit. That way you guys are like, he looks like he's unprepared again. Because it was never about that. Remember when this thing started? It was about um lockdowns. We were all locked down and I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what shows were gonna come if shows were gonna come back. So I was like, let's just talk and play some music and get us out of this weird state we were in, this funk. Um, so I feel like we're past that point. So, you know, obviously, give me your thoughts, give me your comments, and yes, I have to do that really annoying thing that I hate doing that people do, but I have to do it. So, if you like what I'm doing, subscribe, hit the bell, all that stuff, because every time I do a video, it's going to let you know I'm doing it. I am trying to grow the channel because we're getting there. We're almost at 9,000 now, which is great. We're close. So I definitely want to scale the channel up in that sense because it will help me a lot in the end to make more stuff. And that's really the bottom line here. I just want to um, just make more stuff. Um, I want to leave behind a lot of things. So, well, thank you for that. Maria says, and you got us through it. Thank God. Um, Sue Castillo says, definitely have grown and come a long way since lockdown. Yeah, we have. It was tough when we were doing that. So I want to add more value to what we're doing together. So what I'm gonna do is like try my darndest to make them entertaining as much as I can. Because in the end, I am an entertainer. So I do get up on stage and sing and jump around and do that stuff. So I feel like the stream is like almost like a calm down version of that, and it kind of drives me crazy. And the technology seems more stable. So, ah, well, it was a way to get through the pandemic, Joe. So, so I understand. It's funny you say a wonderful time. Was it? Or was it just that that's all we could do? It's funny though. I do have fond memories of it because it did get us through it. Like it got me through it as much as it got you guys through it. Like it was special for me too. So it's not over. I'm not saying goodbye. But I'm gonna try to mix it up a little bit and change it up. So if there isn't a stream, there may be a video, you know. So, but I hope that you'll follow me on the journey on getting the book done, and I'll do as much as I can. So there's still a lot of surprises coming your way. I promise. So I can't wait to finish this record, man. It's killing me. This record is literally killing me. I have to finish it so I can start on the next one. I'm already on the next stage of wanting to write another record, and I still haven't finished this one, and I want this one out. Um, so ha, it's funny. I know what you mean, Constantinos. I do. I really do. Um, I was thinking about it the other day. I'm like, why didn't I go out when the streets were completely empty and just photograph everything? I would have had the whole city to myself. I didn't do that. That's something that you would think I would have done, but I can't say I miss it. I don't. I don't want another pandemic, okay? I don't want one. So that's not it. But we'll try to do our best, um, you know, to make things happen in a nice way. But anyway, let's play a song. So this is a funny one. I don't know if I've played this before, but it's another shorty. So this is gonna be another twofer. Um, so the first song is a cover of it's a cover of an old song. I'm trying to think of the artist who did it. Gosh darn it. Memory sucks. Okay. I'm just gonna play the song. It'll come to me. Right. He's gonna Google it. No, I'm kidding. Let's just play something. Yeah. So this was recorded in my car. I literally recorded this entire song in my car, then brought the recording upstairs, put it into Wavelab, and just effed with it until I was happy. Summertime.
Summertime, and the living is easy. Fish are jumping, and the cotton is high. Your daddy's rich, and your mom is good looking. So hush, pretty baby, and don't you cry. One of these mornings, you're gonna rise up singing. You'll spread your wings for to fly. Until that morning, there ain't nothing could harm you. Whoa, whoa. With mommy and daddy standing close by.
Yeah, those are the weird things you do when you're bored. No, but I was in a car park. I came across this file today and I was like, I don't know if I've played this before. I can't remember. I might have. I might not have. It was Sam Cooke, by the way. But I think Sublime may have done it also because TMT mixes said it was Sublime. But I've never heard their version, but it's Sam Cooke actually. And it's summertime and I recorded in my car. All I know is that I was just like sitting there and my 24-bit recorder was there and I was like, let me see what it sounds like if I record a vocal like really in this really weird space. So I rolled down the windows, recorded the vocal, and then I brought it upstairs and just messed with it until that happened. So I thought I'd play that. Oh, that's interesting. Was it? Stephen Olaf says, or Stefan Olaf says, George Gershwin first, I think. Ooh, that's cool. Aw, that's cool. Eric posted a link to his artwork. Let's see what it looks like. Let's pull it up. Ah, I see. You're okay. You gave me the link, or you posted the link, I should say, to the actual contract, but not the object page. So that's might be why sometimes you get some, Aw, Joe didn't know there was a stream today. Yeah, see, that's the other thing. I have to be able to uh, have enough time to promote the stream. So I think that if I do it every 2 weeks, I can get a stream together, get cool footage, figure out what I want to what I want to do. So wow, so cool. So it is a very old song. I actually only knew the Sam Cooke version, which is interesting. That's interesting to me. That's cool, you guys. Thank you for giving me that information. Now I'm gonna go research those other versions. But yeah, I was thinking about that song, and I recorded it in my car. I was just like, let's turn it on and just record something. Well, thank you for that. I hope I don't. In fact, I try really hard not to mess with this too much so that I can sing. Like I can't say that I'm as good as I was when I was really young, but I think I have more control over it now than I did when I was young, which is really weird. That's an interesting conversation in and of itself. Anyway, so let me go back here for a second. Oh yeah, so the show stuff. So once again, I'm going to be in Mexico City on I've got my paper. So on the 12th of February, I will be in Mexico City. And on the 24th, I will be in El Centro. That is for February. But like I said, there's an interest for Hollywood. So let me know in the comments if that's something you're interested in seeing because I'm trying to figure it out because I have to plan out because I'm thinking about making it a weekend thing. Hollywood OC. So that would be kind of cool. So anyway, so I'm going to try to figure that out. Um, um, Liam asks, with Information Society, why not do a show in the US? Honestly, it has to do with logistics. I don't know that. I don't know what their schedule is like. I guess we'll find that out when I meet up with them in February. Maybe who knows? Maybe we will do some more shows. Um, all I know is I've got a few new bands that I want to check out that I'm interested in possibly doing some shows with here in SoCal. So that could be fun. Um, which is, I like experiencing new bands. So I want to see if I can find some new talent to like mess around with and see, what could happen. Scott says, any more thought on the people going to airports demos? As in, Will it be a completed song and will we'll be able to hear it someday? Those are good questions, my friend. I've been working on and off on certain songs. I would say more than likely yes, because that one I really liked. But at the moment, my goal is to try to finish this record and not get distracted. So I do the demos to kind of keep things fresh in my mind. There's a couple of the demos that I've done in the recent past that I quite liked. There's a few. That was one of them. So I'm definitely going to look into like properly arranging that because I think it deserves it. But I must say that recording did turn out quite well. So who knows? Who knows? We'll see. But I'm going to play the last one. We might have to cut it a little early today, but I'm going to play the last song and you guys will have fun with this. But um well, you said TMT Mixes says, "Can you say what SoCal bands you're thinking about?" Actually, you sent me a few feelers that I want to look into. But also, I've been getting a couple DMs from bands that are like new, and I couldn't tell you their names at the moment because I file these things away and then I go back and I look. But I want to, I don't know. I'm gonna just start looking around because I want to like see where the scene is because that's the other thing. We live so isolated with our social media that we forget, but like, you know. So I want to just look around and see what's out there. Um, awesome. That is awesome. Thank you, Stephanie, for that. It'd be awesome to do a SoCal show. I would especially like it because I just have to get into my car, fill it up with gear, and I don't have to fly anywhere. So that's kind of fun. But oh yeah, Purity Ring would be cool. Glass Bells would be cool. So most definitely those would be really cool things. So anyway, without further ado, I'm gonna play the last song, and I'm gonna say goodbye now because after this one, I'm going to veg out and relax because I need it. I need some relaxation. Got a big day tomorrow, but I'm going to play the electromagnetic dubs of, yes, that song. That song. You know the one. UFO cam on. I'll start turning lights off, and you guys enjoy yourselves with this mix. I will see you maybe next week.
I'm part of it. Can't you see it?